So I was working on my Jax video that I posted last week. One of my favorite videos I've ever worked on, go watch it after this. When I took a break and noticed that Illumination had dropped the teaser for their new movie coming out in April 2027, Not Alone. This immediately caught my attention because I've never ever heard this movie before. My first look at it was just one image, a man and a woman holding hands in the middle of the city while staring up at the bright purple sky. Why does this look so beautiful? Now, of course, you can't just judge an entire movie from a single image, so I clicked on the trailer. At first, I was a little underwhelmed by the animation, but as the trailer kept going, it became more and more interesting, and honestly more and more beautiful, right up until the last few seconds. First, let's talk about Illumination. Despite how many people online say they don't like Illumination movies, they're still one of the most successful animation studios in the world. Their films regularly make hundreds of millions and sometimes even over $1 billion at the box office. A big reason for that is because Illumination knows exactly who they're making movies for. Their films are usually simple, colorful, funny, and easy for the whole family to enjoy together, especially younger kids. Now, this is a different approach from other studios like Pixar and DreamWorks, which has built reputations for experimenting more often, with unusual concepts, emotional stories, and themes that appeal just as much to adults as they do to children. Now, that's not saying that there's anything wrong with Illumination's approach. Clearly, it worked incredibly for them. They found a formula that audiences around the world would enjoy. But that's exactly why Not Alone surprised me. Based on this teaser, it feels like Illumination might actually be stepping out of their usual comfort zone. So, what is this movie actually about? Not Alone follows a mechanic and an astronaut who both work for a NASA-like space organization. Over time, they begin forming a special connection with each other. It's a love story, and I love that. Most of the teaser focuses on these two slowly falling for each other. For almost the entire trailer, it feels like we're getting a heartfelt romance that isn't trying to save the world or thrown in some giant adventure. It's just two people learning to love one another. And honestly, I found that to be really refreshing. The visuals also look fantastic. It still has that realistic but cartoony style, but the scenes set in space genuinely look gorgeous. The colors, the lighting, the scale of everything creates some really stunning shots. And the music only made this better. By this point, I had a huge smile on my face, seeing Illumination tackle something that feels quieter, more emotional, and honestly a little more mature than what they usually make was incredibly exciting. My interest in the movie I have never even heard of before suddenly shot through the roof. Until the final few seconds. Right at the end of the trailer, these tiny little aliens suddenly appear inside the mechanic's house. And just like that, my smile disappeared. From what I've seen online, I wasn't the only one who felt that way. A lot of people seem to have the exact same experience. They loved the first 95% of the teaser, and then the last 5% completely changed their expressions. Now, to be clear, I don't think the problem is that there are aliens. Animated movies can absolutely have something childish and still be fantastic. The problem is that for almost the entire trailer, Illumination had convinced me and many people that we were about to watch something completely different. A smaller, more personal movie about two ordinary people slowly falling in love. Then, in the last few seconds, the trailer suddenly hints that there might be a much bigger sci-fi adventure going on. That tonal shift is what caught me off guard. Still, I don't think this is enough to write the movie off. The romance could absolutely remain the main focus, while the alien storyline acts like a secondary plot. If that's the case, I think this movie could still be something really special. But I have to admit, I was a little disappointed by the final reveal. It would have been such a refreshing experience to see Illumination make a genuinely low-stakes movie that's simply about two people finding love. Even with that ending though, Not Alone has become one of the movies I'm most interested in seeing next year. And honestly, I never expected to say that about an Illumination movie.